You just did, all
Here,
right.
Jim. Oh, sorry.
Mike's on?
Jim's not here today, obviously.
Guess not. So, is there anything emergent to add to the agenda? So,
Do
we have
want
somebody,
to-
what?
Do you wanna give an update from Friday?
Is that school board?
That's enclosed.
Yeah.
Is there something that would fall under? I guess, no.
No,
There
there
isn't
isn't.
anything, okay. All right.
Yeah, Friday morning we
Yeah,
had a
meeting
school district.
update, all right. We could add that. It's just information and not much.
Yeah.
Okay. Would somebody like to move, we adopt the agenda as amended? James? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? It's carried. And moving on to accounts payable.
For information.
Matt,
Correct.
any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just curious, with the recycling drop-off fees for the year as a whole, I'm just wondering how it's doing with what was allotted for budget, and are we under budget, are we close to budget?
We're currently under budget.
Yeah, last time he sent out his thing, we were under budget.
Okay.
Cause this one was barely, did this one make 2,000? No, it was 1,900, right? Yeah.
1,900, yeah.
Yeah, we've had a couple months that have been over too, but no. Cause they bill us by how many they haul away, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a
It's not a
flat fee?
fixed flat rate,
No.
it's per ton?
No, that's
Yeah,
per
it's a
bin.
tonnage fee, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions on any bills for payment? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And moving on to council minutes. Ooh. Somebody?
To adopt.
Chris? Any errors, omissions, questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And the Redcliff Public Library minutes.
I'll move for information.
James?
We do the financial statement.
Well, they're included all in one lump. The financial statements are with it.
I liked how when I read the financial, it just miraculously balances.
Well, everybody's does that. Yeah. You just gotta balance it by how much money you have in your bank account. So they have $143,000 in your bank account.
I mean, is it?
Anyway. Any questions, concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Moving on to bylaws. We have bylaw 1957/2023 being the land use bylaw, and it's here for third reading.
I'll put it on the table for third reading.
Kathy? Okay. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? Larry?
I still don't like the idea that a business has to tell the town who their employees are. I don't know that that should be in our land use bylaw.
I
think that's in the business license
Yeah,
bylaw.
I think it's in the,
That's
is
the
it?
next one.
It's in the next one, is it
I
not?
was gonna
Oh,
say, I don't
okay.
remember seeing that in the land use.
Yeah, I think it's in the next one, the business license.
No, I thought it was in the land use.
Okay.
No, that's the next one, Larry, the business
Okay,
license.
well, carry on.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions or concerns? I'm not seeing any. All in favor of third reading? Opposed? That is carried. And then we move to bylaw 1958/2023 being the business license bylaw. And it's here for third reading.
I'll move third.
James? Questions or concerns? So Larry, this is definitely, I think, where you have that.
Yeah, it's on the final page.
Third, 32B, I see it in. where he's
32
32B, an update list of all persons employed.
for cannabis, yeah, right. Yeah, I agree with Larry. I think that's AGLC's business, not so much ours.
Yeah, Larry, that only falls under cannabis locations though.
But it's a legal business like everybody else.
Yeah, why do we care who's working there? AGLC, they can dictate who works there. You know, they might say no criminal record or whatever requirements they have, but I don't think that's any of our business.
And what are we looking for anyway? And what can we do about it? Well, I see there's fines in there, but, you know, I don't think it's our place to do that.
Is that normal for other municipalities?
I'm not aware of any other municipality that does this. It is, I know it's just done in cannabis, and this is a carryover from the last bylaw. We also do though ask for peddlers. We will ask for their
List.
information as well as criminal record checks.
I guess I'd be okay with that, though.
And again, it's just sort of who is in the town, and are they detriment to the town, or if we hear complaints about them.
So if you're okay with peddlers though, then why are you not okay with cannabis?
These are taxpayers.
Or at least they live nearby, it's more permanent than a peddler. A peddler comes and goes, they even have to specify how long they're gonna be around, right? Their license is only for a fixed term.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Whereas this, it is a business license, and I could see where, I just don't, I guess, at one time, if we really were concerned, this keeps it straightened out. I don't even know if it's actually been done. You know, it may be done when they open, but do we keep track if they got new staff person?
Historically, and again, we only have 2 businesses, but yes, they did give us an employee list when they
Right.
first got their business license, but since then, we've had no updates.
Right.
And I'm sure that they've had new employees. I know my nephew works there.
Which
3
one?
hours in a month. I don't even know. I think that one. But and as far as the peddlers go too, I mean, we don't want some peddler that was doing something they shouldn't have in another town, ripping people off or something like that. A little track record on them isn't a bad thing, I think. They're more fly by night, fly by night.
Fly by night.
Fly by night, there you go.
Some are.
That's fair.
Some are, yeah, for sure. Some of the peddlers are, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's why I was okay with peddlers, but not so much this.
Okay.
Has anybody made a motion?
James put it on the table, otherwise we couldn't even be discussing it.
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, if James wants it, I'm out. Just kidding. But,
But,
Governing.
I mean, I guess if the majority of council doesn't wish that to be in there, then hopefully James would take it as an
Friendly
amendment.
amendment?
yeah,
rather
that's up to
than-
you, whether
Rather
you want.
than defeat
Well-
the third reading.
No.
I'm in favor of Larry and Chris as well.
Yeah, no, we can make that amendment.
So would it be a hardship to modify it right now on third reading? Because normally we're not really crazy about doing that, but what do you think, Brian?
No, if that is all we're gonna strike, is just that one.
Yep.
Well, clause 36 and
Well, 36.
30 and 36, yeah. And then the fines, obviously, in Schedule 8.
30, 32, it's mentioned.
32 as well?
32B,
Um,
34B.
Also, it's not referencing the schedule in all of them.
But nonetheless, it's just deleting it.
Deleting a few lines. Right there.
So then we just have to hope that Alberta Gaming is doing their job.
Yeah. Well, they got the resources to do that anyways.
Mhm.
Everybody has to have their AGLC course anyways, their weed safe cell course, whatever it's called again.
Kind of like the food serve safe or whatever.
Yeah, it's very similar to the safe, serve, oh boy.
Whatever your
It's
employees
not my-
have.
Yeah, it's not my smart day today.
They send
Just today?
decoys in there all the time too to try and get you to sell the minors or,
Yep,
and then they fine you the hell out of you if they do.
They're not even minors, actually, it's just people under 25. But,
Yeah, that-
Yeah, we've had them several times.
Like it's quite
Smart
rigorous.
Serve is what we have. And they have Smart Cell, I think. I think that's what their course is called, but, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, we can make the motion to give third reading with the following amendments.
Or
Is it
just
just to,
as amended.
just to clarify, are we just getting rid of a list of employees, or do you want not to collect their qualifications either?
Because one of them, in one of those clauses, actually, at the very original, it's their qualifications.
Yeah, and I'm fine with deleting both. AGLC does that in my mind.
Just for cannabis store?
Well, that's the only one we collect it for, right?
That's the only one it's written there for, but the business license inspector can collect qualifications for anything. And it is one of those, like if plumber, your ticket, we can ask for that just to make sure that you are a
Yep,
plumber or an
they
electrician.
do that in a hat too.
Okay.
Yeah, if you try to take out a permit, they wanna see your
Correct.
qualifications.
Yeah.
So my opinion would be just for cannabis, yes.
Okay.
Just those specific ones,
Yeah.
the employee list.
So can we just go through and say we're gonna delete, 28B?
28. Yeah,
And section 30,
Yep.
yep,
and section 32B,
yep,
section 34B,
yep.
section 35, and section 36.
We say the same thing that many times in a row?
That's how it is.
Yep.
And
Are we okay with leaving part of 35 in, that we do have their liquor license, or their cannabis license, I suppose? Just to make sure they're in upstanding?
Well, that used to be a condition of actually getting
The business
the
license.
business license, was to prove that they had an AGLC permission, right?
So the intent of the business license is the business licensing inspector can ask for whatever qualifications or any tickets or any provincial or federal qualifications for any industry, not just cannabis, but for anything you're doing. It's still the intent is that the inspector can ask for those qualifications if required.
I think we're fine with that with any industry, but cannabis is already overseen by AGLC.
Right, but if you can do it for anybody, they shouldn't be exempt from being asked either, right? It doesn't have to be written in here like this, but it can still be done,
Okay,
because that's just normal course.
okay.
So our main concern is the list of employees.
That would be my main concern, because I've never seen anything like that before.
Well, let's just,
Should we maybe have James withdraw his motion and have staff take it back?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is
For
that
more
even
work to
easier,
be
to bring it back
reworked?
for next time?
Certainly can do that.
Is there a rush on this at all?
No.
Okay. Well, then it's up to James.
Well, then we can withdraw the motion.
okay, so.
Strike it.
What we should do is
Make a motion.
table it till the next meeting with some changes in the employee lists.
Yeah.
To strike the employee lists, not necessarily all the
Yeah, like I think
capacities to actually.
upon request
ask.
by the business license inspector, business licensee must produce the license issued under the AGLC, I think.
To
is-
me, that should stay,
That should stay,
because that's
yes.
proving that they've done their paperwork with the province.
Yes.
Not just say they haven't.
Yeah.
So
That
some
being
of
said, if
those.
they don't have that paperwork done, they can't sell weeds, so.
Right, but, well, you can. There's people without licenses.
So we just wanna
They
make
just
it-
don't take out business licenses
So we're
either.
removing any reference to employee lists.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my main concern.
Okay.
So does he have to make a motion to
So,
table that now?
yes, if you make a motion just to table it till the next meeting, then
What he
that's.
just said.
You should turn your mic on.
It was on.
Yeah, last meeting.
Tabled.
Got that, Mike?
Yep.
Okay.
All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Okay. Rectangle Sport Court, 39.
Move option 2.
I will just point out that the suggested motion should be option 3,
Oh,
not option 2.
To just go and do it
Yep.
out of this year's budget.
Yep.
And
okay,
in-house.
and then I rescind option 2 and I'll put option 3 on the floor.
Matt, number 3.
Then how come it says option 2, Mike?
I wonder if Shannon would make that mistake.
I guess she's not here, so
Yeah.
the bus is running.
That's okay, Mike, you're not good with numbers, that's okay.
It's fine.
It's not like it's your job.
Are you looking for a motion?
So the
Matt's already
motion,
made it.
Oh,
the
Matt
motion
already-
is
Did I
to
do it?
proceed with in-house installation and order the remaining amount for the amount of 17,379.70. That's what your motion is?
Yes.
Questions or concerns?
Just a question. So
No.
what flooring is this? Sport flooring? Like, just so I know.
Yes, it's the sport flooring,
That's what they use for ball hockey.
around.
We already
Like-
had it in the old arena.
It's that rubber stuff.
Like goes on like, in the
On
summertime?
the concrete, yeah, in the summer.
No, I think
Oh,
this is-
okay.
No, no, no,
This
it
is the
goes
rubber stuff
around.
that goes around the arena so you can walk out with your skates.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, so it's not the sport
No,
court in?
No, we still have the sport court.
Right, but the
this
arena's
is-
2 feet wider.
Right, so no, this is the sport flooring that goes around to protect your skates.
Oh, okay.
The black walk and stuff, okay.
That's why it's 3,000 square feet.
I was thinking that seemed like a really small number.
That's why it could cost us a lot more to do it right later on, rather than, we should maybe do it now.
Well, that's what they're saying, is do it now. Kathy?
If we do it ourselves, are there gonna be any warranty issues?
No, I don't think so. I think if there is a problem area, we can patch that up with a smaller piece. We have not been given a warranty with that. So with talking to the staff, they're gonna have no issue, but they're gonna do it in sections. We're just gonna order the bulk of it. And when they have time allotted, we are going to be installing it instead of all at once by, Omnisport.
Okay.
Well, it's a third of the price.
You're good with numbers.
Well, that's not the total price,
That's
because
true,
we're
'cause
not
there'll be
counting
labor.
their labor.
There'll be
No,
labor.
no.
But they're there all day sometimes with nobody skating, so.
Exactly, so while they're in-house, and nobody's there, they're going to be installing.
Seems reasonable.
Okay, so everybody's clear now what it is?
Yes.
Because I actually thought it was in ice, not off ice. Okay.
Yeah, the wording of the sport flooring.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Any more questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And White Fox Group request for consideration of their letter.
I'll make motion number 1.
Kathy? Any questions or concerns?
Why couldn't they have done this like 2 years ago?
Well, sometimes.
That's just
They were busy then.
I guess so.
Yeah, so they just ran into a labor shortage and this is how they're
Well-
proposing to fix it? Is that what's going on?
There's an industry-wide labor shortage of heavy-duty.
Of every industry?
Yeah,
But-
heavy-duty operators, heavy-duty mechanics, like.
Truck drivers,
Every industry.
trade. Hey, let's pick one.
Yeah, doctors,
Insurance brokers.
insurance, there's too many of them.
I've
There's
had
not
numerous
enough.
guys ask me about the schooling and, but because it's up in Innisfail or Olds or Edmonton.
So why do they want a letter from us? What does that do
It's
for
a
them?
letter of support. We like the idea.
Okay. Because we hire these people, so,
Mhm.
okay.
Well, I think it's just something in the area.
Some say the municipality's behind the college developing the program.
It
No.
looks
And-
good.
Well, and the college is always looking for new fields to get into to
Yeah.
adapt to industry in the area, so.
And if they bring people in from Lethbridge or something, like, utilize some of your room.
Perfect, I like it. Do I have to excuse myself now?
Any more questions, concerns, comments? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. And budget submission, a radar speed sign for consideration.
I'd like to move option one, can we investigate costs and bring it to budget?
I still looked for these guys at the convention, but I couldn't see any.
Well, they were there. There were
Where-
some of them there.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I did
almost
not
when you
see.
first walked in.
I didn't have your beer goggles on?
No, not yet. I have pop socket goggles on.
Oh my.
Okay. So nobody has any questions or concerns about this? Go ahead, Larry.
About the trailer? We've lately bought several for the RCMP, and I know they have them. Why don't we get them to use theirs?
They only have one.
They only have one?
They only have one.
Well, why can't we use that one?
You have to ask them.
Well, that's all you have to do.
The last I'd heard, it was having technical issues. I was talking to
The one that was
sergeant.
around Redcliff before?
Yeah.
I forgot to
I
have one.
haven't
yeah.
seen it.
Well, they had it in front of the RCMP thing for a year.
Yeah.
I like the idea of us having our own though, cause it gives us a chance to
Get some.
get metrics, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, this
what's
is
going
just-
on our roads.
This is
How
just
much-
getting a price.
Yeah, at this point, but if we were to purchase one, then it would be, we could get metrics as far as, you know, how much traffic's going down our streets, which could be used for forecasting, you know, road wear and tear, or, where we could ask the police where we might need more enforcement, et cetera, without having to bug them to borrow theirs all the time. I don't know, I think it makes sense.
I don't mind the idea of borrowing theirs, but asking for a price is okay too. Because, like I said, just putting up frivolous speed zone signs
Like
with
on
no
Main Street?
information is
Wouldn't get some-
frivolous.
Oh my.
In other words, he's trying to say he doesn't want to get any tickets.
No, he's
I
trying
got
Well,
pulled
these
over
don't
once,
give
I
you
got
tickets.
let off.
he's trying to say
I
that
know.
the playground zone from Main till Third is a waste of money.
See, you should be in favor of this, putting that thing up over there.
No,
So you can get your data.
yeah.
Any more questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Additional water service at 105 Fifth Street Northeast.
This Hurlbut's house?
105 Fifth Street Northeast.
I'll make the motion for option number one, to install a new service. Is that Clayton Hurlbut's house?
No. He's 109.
It's right beside the compound, just to the south of the compound, that burnt out house,
Okay.
vacant.
And now they want a new water service.
What the
Subdivided.
proposal is and what we've approved for a development permit is that house will be demolished and they're building a semi-detached dwelling there with a detached garages in the back. And the idea is future to subdivide that property. So that's why we are asking for two services.
And while they're there digging,
So-
they're digging the service and things.
So they want, is their plan a duplex?
Yes,
Okay, so they want separate services so they can subdivide once it's built.
correct.
Okay, yeah. Cause I read that and I didn't read that part, but maybe I missed it. Okay, is everybody clear? Does anybody have questions or concerns? It's already right behind a duplex. There's
Is that?
one on First Ave, there's a duplex on First Ave, and then there's that burnt out house.
No,
And then,
it isn't a zoning issue anyway.
right,
Cross that bridge later.
yeah,
So-
it's just, our bylaws do say one service per lot.
Okay.
But it also says, I think somewhere about in the water meter and all that, you can get it. Or they can split it.
Yeah, we've had a duplex.
But then they need separate utility right-of-ways, right?
In your instance, or if I'm understanding, yes, you would require a utility right away.
Right. Because if you have to shut off somebody's, and it's crossing somebody else's property, that becomes an issue.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. But that's for down the road.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. The Did somebody make that motion?
Chris did.
Chris did, good thing. I'm going, wait, why were we talking? Sorry, Chris.
How much
Okay.
paving did you do over the weekend?
Not, we just didn't write it down. Okay, not, anything else? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. And encroachment permit application for consideration.
Make a motion that we allow for that encroachment agreement, option number 1.
And one envelops both of them, right? Does it allow for both? The 32 and the, or 33 and the 43 centimeter?
I think it's all the encroachments,
Well,
right?
didn't they
Is it-
already approve the
it's-
small ones? It has approved already the encroachment, yeah. So this is just approving the 2 big ones?
No, there was actually,
There was 6 encroachments on that sheet. And staff could approve some of them, but not all of them, so it's
Right.
here.
I only see 4 though.
But no, on the page, there was 6 different encroachments, but
Oh,
some
okay.
of them were, okay, so
I didn't get to that.
the garage is over here and over here, and the house is over here and over here, cause the corners are different, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget what page.
I think it's the last, like the one with the map?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the last page.
So where does it say encroachments on there? Oh,
Right
here.
there, there's
Right
the
there.
6 of them.
I see,
You do now.
yep.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, there's fences in the front,
Concrete,
and then there's concrete and eaves down the sides,
okay.
on the flankage. Yeah.
But this is all been here for
This is all an old house,
Yeah,
yes.
1915 house or something, 13.
Right to nothing is straight.
Yeah.
Well, I see new houses built the same way, so.
This one isn't even that bad, I've seen worse.
I see new motels being built that way too.
Okay. Kathy made that motion. Any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. And then signage in the road right of way.
I will make the motion to allow it.
Chris. Because this goes against our sign bylaw, cause it's not on their property, right? And it's directing traffic to their property.
correct, yes.
Kinda like when the car wash wanted to put up sandwich boards at the same corner.
There, yes.
But this
But
is
we
different.
refused him to put up permanent ones, so he puts up sandwich boards. Larry, go ahead.
These guys have helped us out a lot, and I don't think there's a problem with this.
Have they?
Well,
Well,
we don't have right-of-ways, we don't have double backflow prevention, we don't have anything. They come and talk to us and then they run away.
Oh, I thought they're working on it.
Okay, there's a good one, yes, yes it is. It's a 2-year in progress working on it, yes.
They're gonna work on it until we turn the water on.
We saw them in February, right? That's when they were here last, I believe.
That was a while ago.
I thought it was just the summer.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah.
It's still cold. Anyways, you might have seen them in the summer.
They were here.
Yeah.
It
When did you get
it
hired?
predated
February?
Alicia.
June,
You were summer? Okay.
It predated Alicia,
July.
pretty sure.
They don't have rail anymore, so everything goes out by truck, is that right?
Yes. Well, actually, there is still rail, but they don't use it. I believe
I don't
the
think-
spur line is there to their
It's
property,
still-
it just doesn't cross Broadway anymore.
It ends pretty much at Broadway.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've never seen a car there, but that doesn't mean it can't happen.
If I recall, the switch is still there to access that spur.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it is. I don't think it's out, but yes, they do most of their stuff by truck. Yeah. And they're trying to get everybody to go down around South Railway instead of, well, Broadway isn't a truck route, so they shouldn't be using that, but. Yeah. it's called education as well. Read the sign, whatever, because I think there is a truck route sign on Mitchell. Mhm. Yeah.
It's not always in the driver's language, though.
It's a picture
Oh, okay. Well,
with
like I said-
colors.
Oh,
Hey, your
colors.
mic's on, Chris.
That's okay, I never said anything bad.
Okay. Like I say, if you do it for one, I think you start doing it for more.
I'm not in favor.
I don't know how many,
Mr. Signs is in favor.
that's portable in this town. Anyway, but this is what we're here for, to decide. So are there,
I personally don't think having signs around the town to advertise businesses is a bad thing. Not that this is really advertising for them, but that's why I wanted to make the motion. I don't necessarily agree with that.
motion coming forward?
No, we've already talked about the sign bylaw before and it got defeated. Maybe not with this council, but it was already visited once, don't need to keep kicking a dead horse.
any other comments, concerns? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. And Redcliff minor hockey request, Livebarn.
I'll make the motion, option number one. We allow them to go ahead with that.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm sure it's in there, but I glanced over this very quickly. The cost of the upgraded Wi-Fi, does that fall upon them?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not in
No,
there.
that falls on us.
His letter is specifically asking the town to do it,
Yeah.
and we don't even know how much that would cost.
Because I read it that it says installed at the Redcliff Arena, subject to acceptable costs associated with enhancing the internet connection to support the service.
Yeah, but we pay for that internet connection.
That's what the letter is asking.
That would be a costs that are acceptable to you.
Yeah.
The most recent estimate we have for getting high-speed internet wired into that building is about $16,000.
Per minute muffler.
Was that before or after they started running the optic cable in town?
The last quote we have for that building was in 2017.
So,
We're working
It's
on
gonna
it.
be
But-
more.
so
We haven't
it
heard
wouldn't
back.
hurt to get a, find out.
What
And then
about
if we don't
Starlink
like
for
the
that
price-
building?
You could go that route too.
It says you can, but that's expensive as well.
Cheaper than 16,000, at least I assume it is. you know.
Well, Starlink's like $150 a month or something.
Yeah.
For residential, for
Yeah.
There,
business would be higher.
Higher?
Yeah.
there is Wi-Fi in there now, right?
There is, it's running, I'm not sure what system is running on, but even the security cameras in there, you can view one live stream. If you go to two, it cuts in and out.
So we-
So
That's on old
would it-
Telus
where you going?
probably.
So-
Telus
What
copper.
page you looking for?
Yeah, so it is very slow.
Okay.
We do have Wi-Fi in there, but it is slow. And for them to do this kind of
Oh, yeah,
thing,
'cause-
we would have to upgrade.
Yeah, because Kimplex has Livebarn, and I know a lot of people use it there and to watch Cubs games and stuff like that
Yeah.
on the road. And I think it's a great program. So
At what cost though? Because they don't pay us very much money.
So we figure it would be, it's 30% of the subscription costs. And if half the people got it for a monthly subscription, we'd be getting about $2,000 a year.
A year.
And that 30% goes to us, I thought it went to the
Well,
team.
and he says that can go either way, but that's something that has to be decided too.
Yeah.
Because the other option would be, if minor hockey wants the revenue, then they should
Pay
more
upgrade.
for
pay for the upgrade.
Yeah.
And eventually they'd recover it, but they're not in a financial position to be doing that.
Right.
No, talking to Carla, it sounded like we would be getting this because we would be the organization. We own the building.
We're the utility holder.
Yeah, so that money would come to us, not hockey.
Okay.
And I agree, if that's the case, then they pay for
But
the upgrade. and-
that $2,000 a year would probably just barely cover the cost of the internet.
It's about $80 a month, yeah.
Yeah, so it would be, well, half of that would go to the internet then, and the other half
But
would
we're already
be-
paying
We're
for
already-
some internet.
That's true.
And it sounds like we would also benefit from having a higher speed. So it
It's-
sounds like our speed right now is poor and lacking.
Even if even when it comes to our security cameras, like you said, if they're not working properly,
Well, they're still working if they're not connected to
Yeah,
the
they're
internet.
recording somewhere, you can always
You
get
just
that,
can't
it's just you
tap
don't
in.
get
You
it
just
on your
can't
phone.
access it from here.
But
you
we
can-
already have internet service there. To bump it
Yes.
up is pennies, not pennies, but a
It's
few dollars.
$16,000,
No, for the subscription for the month,
Oh,
the
yes.
monthly fee.
Yeah,
but then you still have the capital cost of,
Right.
well, $16,000 6 years ago.
yeah, exactly. So what is it now? Because,
We're working on that, we're trying to, Travis has been contacting Shaw and we haven't had a response yet. We were hoping to get a quote today, but
yeah, because there's even, I think there's high speed to the library.
That's totally different.
It's totally different.
That was put in with SuperNet, that
I was
was
just
a
saying, that's
provincial thing.
SuperNet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kathy, would you, maybe this is not the route to go, but would you consider maybe tabling this until we could get a price for it?
Well, it does say subject to acceptable costs. And if the costs are acceptable to us.
And if they're not
question.
acceptable, then this doesn't matter, I suppose.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think we've spent a lot of money on the arena, and this would be a nice complement to the facility.
I agree. I think it's the way of the future of
Yeah,
technology.
it's not gonna hurt to get some costs and then
I
make
agree,
an
and I
then
agree
make
with
a
that too.
decision.
So we're agreeing to look into it,
Yes.
is the best I can see, because if we're gonna look and contemplate what a real cost is, then we're not saying definite yes. We're saying we're gonna look into it further.
Yeah.
right.
Well, that certainly would be reasonable, Your Worship.
That would be reasonable.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's exactly what that motion says. If it's open to interpretation.
It is.
Move to support minor hockey's request to have Livebarn broadcast streaming services installed at the Redcliff Arena, subject to acceptable costs associated with enhancing the internet connection to support the service. So it says that, but I guess it's, at what dollar figure do we pull the pin then? Like,
And what does it say to minor hockey if we approve it the way it's worded?
And then
and
pull
then
out.
later
And then
on, we
we-
say, it
Sorry.
turns out to be 25, and we say, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
think
we're
we
not-
should
Yeah,
have costs.
it's too expensive.
Yeah. I think if
think
we
we
say
should have
yes to
costs
this now
first.
and then we decide the cost is too much in the future, we're gonna look like bad guys.
But if we don't support it, we're gonna look like bad guys too.
I'm saying just table it for now.
To look, till we can get real prices, and then we know, are we going ahead, or are we doing something different? I don't know what the options are.
Can we table it to budget? No, that's too close.
That would be pretty far.
Yeah.
No, they need to know quicker than that.
Like, we should have costs by next week.
Okay, why don't we just, I'll withdraw my motion and we'll table it to the next meeting to give staff a chance to pull some dollar signs together.
Sure.
That'll be the 25th or something, is that too far away?
That's right before budget.
Same, yeah, it's the Monday of budget week.
Except it would fall within this current budget cycle, so we get them this year as opposed to waiting until January.
Yeah, oh, they're simple. I don't know how long it would take to get this up and running either, does it take 3 days?
Well, it depends how long it takes Shaw to get a service.
Yeah,
in.
that's something I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are asking about this really tight to the season.
It's a new
Season
thing,
starts?
and all of a sudden it's catching on all over, and that's good.
Yeah.
That's great. It's just all of it, here we are again, we're just ask.
Yeah.
Things don't just happen like that. We are slow, because we have a process. But this would start the process, it just might not be as quick as they want.
Right.
But if the process works, by next year it could be running, for sure, or mid-year or something.
Yeah.
It would probably be quite popular to have it in place for,
Well, parents use it. Bonnie's telling me that they used it when their boy was playing because they don't have to follow him around.
yeah.
Yeah.
They can actually sit at home and watch it instead of getting punched out in the stands.
Or if we get into a playoff situation and there's playoff games.
So
Yeah.
this is an upgrade from Mixler, which the Cubs uses, or is it the same thing? Like when you,
So it's something that any team that's using the Kimplex So like, let's say, grandma and grandpa of Joe or whatever, they can sit at home,
Yeah.
and there's a camera right in the center on the opposite side of the stands, and they can actually just sit there and watch the whole game through this, and it's just a stationary camera. So it, and you know, anyone can access it from, like, let's say Airdrie or wherever, right? So,
Isn't that what the Cubs call it, Mixler or something like that? I don't know. I think I have the app on my phone.
Yeah, it's Livebarn, but we, the Cubs have something different with,
Okay.
for broadcasting.
Yeah, but it's a similar situation then. That is what our guys are wanting, as to what the Cubs have.
I'm not sure what Mixer is, I've heard of it, but.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it.
So.
Okay. So what is the latest? You tabled it, or?
Yeah,
we're-
we'll table it.
You wanna make a motion to direct administration to
Yeah.
investigate, the costs associated with passing the Rec-Tangle?
Yes.
That's better information for them then, yeah.
Investigate. Okay. All right. Any questions and concerns on that? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Okay. Moving on, we have municipal manager report up to October 10th.
Except for information.
Kathy?
A lot of fire calls last
Oh,
month.
I was just about to say that.
Somebody's gotta change the things she does every month. Some of that stuff's done, and you have it on your list still. Refresh. Now that you got the espresso machine.
Do you have an espresso machine?
It's the rumor.
Yes.
But it was not paid for with taxpayer dollars.
Correct.
I just wanted to clarify that for the record.
All right. Does anybody have any questions on any of the updates? Seeing none? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Then the Redcliff Business Collective for information.
Move for information.
Chris? Does anybody have any questions on that? No? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Landfill Graphs for info, Larry? Any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. And then council important meetings and events. James, is there any on there that somebody knows of that we're missing?
6:30 next time, not 7.
The next meeting, there's an organizational meeting at 6:30, yes, before the regular meeting at 7.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Hey, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
If you weren't here, I suspect you're probably gonna be put on CWA.
All right. Did somebody move that? And
Yeah, I
not-
did.
You did, and I didn't write it down? Okay. James, all in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Do 5 minutes?
Sure.
Bonnie wants something.
Call the meeting back to order? Is that what you want, Bonnie? Okay.
Did you break it, Bonnie?
Nope, nope.
Bonnie's been giving me headaches all day.
Thumbs up.
Buddy.
Are we in closed now or open?
No, we are
I
just
will
waiting
make
to
a
go
motion to
back.
move to closed.
You're streaming? Okay, so we'll call the meeting back to order.
Okay, I'll make a motion to go into closed.
James makes a motion. Questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed?
You sound like I do.
Okay. Opposed?
I guess I'm opposed.
That's
I didn't
it's
vote,
carried,
so-
we're back and open. We're gonna unlock doors. We have to. And we're live streaming again, people?
Live stream.
I'll move adjournment.
No,
We gotta make a motion?
I think there's a motion out of
I
all of
thought
that.
we said that we didn't need a motion.
Okay, I will make the motion that we proceed with enforcement action,
Oh, yeah. That motion.
and
Forgot about that one
I think that's all we need, that's
Yep,
big enough.
it's good
Just
enough.
proceed
Yeah, that's
with-
all that
On
is.
the
Proceed with enforcement
Subject
action.
property?
Yeah. I think that's it.
already.
We
got
haven't
Vote first.
voted.
Calm down, Jim Junior.
Jim's not here, so I don't know why it's a race.
Hopefully
Okay,
he's watching.
any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Matt moves adjournment. All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. So 8:35.